What is up, good people? Popping in for a few minutes. Man, why's the time off like that? Hmm, odd. But what is up? Hanging out for a little bit here. The non imposter person, I guess, because apparently we have people who are portraying to be themselves to maybe. What is life when folks choose to want to impersonate another vet? Can't make this up. But yep, just popping in for a little bit. I gotta go pick up, run a quick errand in a few, but just figure out pop in. Legend did some aquatics today, so he is knocked out. Um, did a little swimming action on his side, so that's what's up. Let me know if you can hear me. Yeah, that the imposter stuff was completely crazy. Like, man, what is life right now? Like, what? You can't make it up. And the irony of that whole thing is, I've been into the crypto space and all that stuff for a while, but I don't talk about it because I just know it's a funny thing with people, and I don't really like to go into all that stuff. So I've always debated about talking about it, but then that's like a whole nother can of worms, and what is it and what isn't it. So I've tossed around the idea of how to introduce those conversations, and I'm big on the fact as veterans, right? We don't know, we don't know, right? How do we get exposure to these things? How do we learn these things, right? Like we're the few that served, but then why do we always get information late? Why don't we get access to things? Why are we not educated on benefits and investments and Bitcoin and crypto and things like that? So I always find that to be interesting. But what's up, Phil? But that's interesting. Um, um, yeah. But so if you get a message from me, I'm definitely not asking for anything. So that wasn't me. But I'm excited. We're kicking off our class tonight. So tonight we're doing our active duty VA claim transitioning class. So that'll be dope. So I'm excited for that. Phil is in Ocala, Florida. What's up, everybody else? Do court cases help your claim? It adds context to different things. So it depends, what you are dealing with and what you got there. So depends, what are you claiming specifically? Flat feet, court case means nothing for that. So again, context. What are we talking about specifically there? How can I add surgery I had after I got discharged? So you can't really claim the surgery, right? It's more so why did you need the surgery, and then what is the issue that still is present today. So that's how you would approach that, but you're not going to be able to file the surgery itself per se. Submitted back in November, did a CMP in January, submitted VA January 19, still in phase three. How long is the wait? Honestly, it's just a crapshoot. It could be, days, it could be weeks, it could be months. What's up, Danans? So it really varies. Again, we are on TikTok over here and we're on YouTube over here. So kind of popping in both spots and doing a little combo action. Just gonna be very quick here, so I won't be on for too long. But just figure I'll pop in, kind of hang out for a bit, answer some questions. I gotta start our class tonight. That's at 8 Eastern Standard. So pick up my kids in a little bit to do some stuff, and then get ready for class. So little kind of calm before the storm, but I'm excited for that. So new class, new concept, new things. Finish building out the website. So we have like a membership area for the vets who take the class. So that's gonna be kind of dope. But for those that are new, appreciate y'all for tuning on in. If you're not on my newsletter, go ahead and jump on that newsletter. Links in the bio. I'm DP, not DPP apparently, since I was impersonated on TikTok, so that's funny. Um, but no, hanging out for a little bit here and just answering a few questions. For those that are new, let me know what branch of service you were in and the times you served. Are you rated? Where you are in the process? Did you file a claim? Are you filing a claim? What is the scuttlebutt? All right, so let's see. Puerto Rico Mafia in the building. What up? Would you recommend going through the DAV, or the VA? Well, you really can't go to the VA directly because that would be just yourself. The DAV can act as a representative for you. It depends on how comfortable are you with the information of claims. That's really what it comes down to. So it depends on you. How comfortable are you, et cetera, and whatnot. My service dog Legend is out for the count. He did some aquatics today, so he is toast. How long does it take for a claim to be rated? They say about 159 days or so, but it could be much longer. It really depends. I called the VA for years, 4 years to add dependents. VA said no secure dependents. Now I have my child. Was calling 4 years ago. Consider and well, no, because basically once you're over 30, you'll be able to add them. So once you add them as a dependency, right? They're gonna back pay to when you were effective to get that. So once you hit 30% or more, you should have gotten a dependent rate. So they should go back. Is it easier to claim insomnia as a secondary? No. So insomnia basically is being treated as a standalone. Rather, it's always been a symptom, but now the new thing they've added is it could be a standalone. So insomnia by itself, but insomnia as a secondary is not something they're really treating by itself. It's more like a symptom of a thing. So the caveat now is like by as a standalone. Could I file for IBS? Yeah, IBS makes sense. You need evaluation from military doctors to get a VA rating? No, you don't. Hey, brother, 80%, 16 Air Force, still going through the same process. Coda. Yeah, yeah, 100%. This evaluation from doctor for insomnia. No, no. A diagnosis is a diagnosis, so that's fine. Let's see. How about that? Has someone reach out to me today? Thanks again. Can't wait for the class tonight. Well, no, I'm sorry. Tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow I'm doing. I was about to say, no. Tonight is the active duty transitioning class. Tomorrow is the basic orientations. Yes, yes, yes. So rock and roll, Trey. Cool. Sweet. Let's see if I have a rating for PTSD. Can I still use insomnia, sleep apnea for a claim secondary? No, you do a sleep apnea secondary. Insomnia won't go because you can't go a mental health to a mental health. So insomnia is treated as a mental health or symptom of something else, like back pain, insomnia type of thing. So in your case, no, just the sleep apnea would be the way. How do you prevent insomnia being service related? Well, same way as anything else, right? You have insomnia. Is it something, related, like any other thing, basically, right? So if you haven't complained about it in service, what are the things that are causing said insomnia, right? It could be a stressor, a thing, something happened in service. So that can go a few different ways. Appointment tomorrow for IBS, CODA, check. Okay, cool. Yeah, pretty straight to the point. Again, symptoms, make sure, I think I have a link in my bio for some of the downloads, but check it out. Check out the IBS, GI thing that I have on there. It breaks down some of those things. If you have GERD post service, what's the best way to get documented via records? You have to have a diagnosis, and then you have to argue how it was caused by service. If you have a presumption or you in the Gulf, that may be an argument there, or secondary to something else that's already rated. So a few different ways I can go. I filed claim in November. How long before I get a rating? A Bourbon Day, but it really depends. Honestly, it's a crapshoot. Sadly, with the way that the system is set up, so it could be weeks or months. I've seen some go in a month. I see some go in a year. Right, so it's literally so many variables to it. It's just a lot of hurry and wait. How many percentage you get for insomnia by itself is treated as mental health, so they're treating it analogous to mental health. So it would be pretty much its own rating, just like mental health. Has a 30 to 10 to 30 to 50 to 70 100, and it's all symptom based, obviously too. GERD, burn pit, hand in hand. Yep. So being exposed to that kind of stuff there, for sure. Like I said, a few different ways to argue that. Um, let's see. But yeah, Capitan, that would be the way on that side there. Do you need a Nexus letter on top of diagnosis for my doctor, Phil? It depends. It depends. The Nexus letter is really helping things. So you have to have a diagnosis, an in-service event or stressor, and how you connect those two things. If you can connect those two things, because, for example, I was treated for headaches in service. I have headaches today. It's pretty easy to point that back. Contrary to, let's say, I never complained about headaches. I'm removed from service X amount of years. I have migraines today. However, now I'm arguing that something in service created it. Then a nexus helps to make the argument as to, hey, this may be something related to service. Or let's say my knee condition, never complained about it, but I jumped out of aircraft. Fast forward to now, X-ray show wear and tear, damage, etc. This is conducive to what I say. A nexus helps to kind of connect that back to service. So knee problem today, didn't complain in service. Nexus helps to connect that. Nexus means connection. Let's see. Mental health, 0 to 100. So 10, 30, 50, 70, 100. But it's all symptom based. So again, it all depends on your symptoms and where you're at. So just because it get rated to 100 doesn't mean you'll go to 100. On the mental health side of the house, that is. Bum, 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 bum. How's everybody else doing? Let's see what else we got. Yeah, just popping in real quick. Like I said, I'm not hanging out too long because I got our class tonight. So pretty cool and excited for that. Built out the back end stuff, which nobody really cares much about that. But I'm pretty excited that we built out some stuff. So adding some new cool things. I like adding resources and stuff. So it'll be interesting um, how that goes. Let's see. I met Max. I do know. Okay. What's up, Shane? Appreciate you. CMP exam for migraine secondary to PTSD tonight is coming up on Thursday. Uh-huh. Yeah, so check out the video I have for migraines 101. But on that one, you're literally talking intensity and frequency. And at the higher range of the 50, you're also having to talk to the economic inadaptability. So how does it affect you work-wise, etc. That's a big one. If you can't find your medical records, call the base you were at. They'll get to you faster than the VA. Yeah, 100%. Doing your due diligence and doing a fully developed claim is something I would definitely recommend because waiting on the VA to find something for you may not always be the way. Not downing it, it's just saying ultimately you know what you may know if you have access to get a thing, do a thing. Filed a claim for GERD secondary to my knee due to antacids used for years. Denied it due to lack of connection, even though the doctor noted it for years antacid. Did you have a nexus there, Blue Line? Because again, they noted it there, but the argument and the nexus or rationale is something to help because that is a common thing, but they shot it down because they're saying the thing. You could appeal that. That's a not I wouldn't say easy, but that's a solid argument for sure. Your doctor is the one that said that. He said a thing, but the rationale and some of that language that these nexuses letters carry for sure are something that you want to have in there. Is it easy to do with anxiety, depression with 10% needs? Is that the best approach for sleep apnea? So that is what's called the using weight gain as an intermediary step. Um, so an intermediary step means basically you were saying, I have this condition, right? And I did a video on that, so you can go back and look at that too. But I have this condition, and let's say it's my back condition, etc. Because of that, I'm arguing that that's caused to weight gain, and I can argue that and show that, and all the proofs there, whatever. And then in turn, that has led to the hypertension or the diabetes or the sleep apnea or what have you, right? So that's the argument that's made that way. Yeah, like I said, but it's again, it has to be logical as to how that goes. A nexus helps argue that. You just say that, it probably won't fly. So it's a little bit of a thing. Have you seen claims regarding jet fuel and how recently? What's happened to me, Mr. Reup? Yeah, so Tara, toxic exposure risk activity is how you would argue that. People that have been exposed like jet PA fuel, JP8, jet fuel, and things like that, or the toxins that before you didn't have something to point to. Now you can point to that because of your job. So Tara is a screening they'll do as to, hey, we're exposed to certain things. You make the argument, you're good to go. BDD with VSO was my situation. I highly recommend it. Find a good one. Hold on to them. 100%. Let's see. Can a shoulder bone spur be rated? Again, what specifically we talking about there, right? Just because you have it, like limitation, pain, what's that, affecting? So that's kind of how we have to look at it, not just because you have that. Because again, like what's the ramifications? I was Korea. I was very sick and feel. No, not really, Gary. That won't fly. So. I'll tell you. Let's see. Yeah, I tried to sleep apnea, it didn't work. Yeah, and how did you do it, right? Did you have a nexus, etc.? It's highly turned down, so that's a big one too. Yeah, that's an argument for sure. With Tara, still need a diagnosis, correct? Yes. Yes, so you still didn't get a diagnosis. What you're saying is, I was a refueler and I was exposed to this jet fuel, etc. And now I've developed, XYZ skin condition, respiratory condition, blah, 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 blah. And then now I have this, right? Um, no, not really. Honestly, it depends. You know what I mean? Like, how can that person in Arizona help the person in Germany? That's a long stretch. You know what I mean? Because bandwidth, etc. Can that be? So do they have the bandwidth, right? They can barely keep up with their area of operation, let alone somebody international. So yeah. Okay. Service connected scoliosis, lumbar, working on getting plans for fasciitis, claim secondary. Okay. Yeah. Um, for sure. Let's see. For those that don't know, I have a newsletter. Feel free to jump on that. Link is in my bio for that because if social goes away, we're still gonna keep on doing our thing. So Always like to at least do that. And if you get weird messages from me asking you for Bitcoin, that wasn't me. It's imposters. Add that to my spiel lately. Being imposterated. Ain't that a bit about a beard? Let's see. How PTSD percentage? It goes 0 to 100, so it's based on your symptoms. So it depends where your symptoms are at. Thanks. Appreciate you. Let's see. Pounds was IBS was deferred on my claim. Could add gallbladder remove IBS and something. Wait, I'd say no. Wait until it's done. If it's deferred, that just means they're not done yet. So don't go at a thing now. Wait till they decide that, and then potentially you can make the argument for that for those secondaries off of the primary. But make sure the primary first settles swole. Yeah. Um, check. Yeah. So we got diagnosis for that. We got the GERD piece on that side. Yeah, I'd fight that blue line for sure. I'd fight that because again, sometimes you have your things in order and it's right, and it's just the VA got it wrong. That's just what I mean. There's no other way around it. The system gets it wrong. Last night, a lady was on here and she got a denial, and a woman, and her denial denied her for testicular cancer. What in the copy paste hell is this? You know what I mean? Like she doesn't have testicles. But again, sometimes it's just errors that happen. You know what I mean? And look at those denial letters, double check them, make sure that you see what they are and all these things. So, yeah. Let's see. Let's see what we got here. New AI system they're piloting is a nightmare. And it's gonna be one for a little bit because even like this whole scan feature they have online to upload things, it's doing a thing, but then it's being read wrong. So you got people that file for tinnitus, and when it got scanned up and transcribed, it turns into something completely different. So there's a lot of errors with some of those AI capabilities that they're adding to the system. So it is a mess. If you get, let me see, if you claim a reason for a secondary, can you change it and say it was because something else? Yeah, that's the whole thing about a supplemental, right? You can argue it a different way. So you got some people that can argue something a few different ways. Some can have an argument direct, some can have an argument secondary, some can argue this way, that way. So there's a few different ways that can be argued for sure. I'm a CMP examiner. What's up, Ashley? So let's see. Okay. Let's see. Si estoy dentro del alma, puedo hacer un claim aunque todavía no quiera retirarme. No, todavía no, Dian. You have to wait until you are in that BDD window towards the end. So, todavía no. Tienes que esperar hasta que llegue el día de tu separación. Hasta 180 días antes. Pero todavía. Por ahora, al doctor, mantén récord y todos esos documentos. Every single gallbladder stone situation and what was associated with. I'd have to look back. Because again, they're different ones, but you'd be surprised. Like I said, the medical argument could be made for different things. But in this case here, right, does the rationale make sense there? But I've seen some folks that have had that argument there. But I can't recall top of my head kind of where that ended. I see a lot of stuff. Please somebody tonight. Have 2 months left active duty. Okay. Good night. Good night. Let's see. You finished my mental health exam. Have to say it went great. Thanks. Your class and bits. That's my man. Awesome. Very good. Okay, so you got done today. I know you had said yours was today, so that's dope. Now a little bit of the waiting game. So that's what's up. Let's see. Need that shirt. We had these made for a basketball thing that we do with the big three. So it's like a little limited run we did. Might do it again later. We'll see. Able to work. I'm popping employment. Still got, yeah. Check. Howard, yeah. Let's see. Siempre dices que guarda el papel y todo eso. Cuando es activo, todo está en el sistema. Sí, pero aún con eso, ten tu propia copia, porque el sistema a veces las cosas se pierden, se borran, etcétera. Tú eres que sabes que tienen tu necesidad. Está en tu conveniencia que tú tengas tu récord por si acaso. Los sistemas fallan. Only glad but I saw Gantt Link was one with active duty and the service connector scar removal. Yeah, so like I said, I mean, some things, I mean, they're rare. You have some like one-offs that happen, but precedences and things like that, the scar situation, to Ashley's point there, for sure, you see those things. But, again, some of the arguments folks make are completely cockamamie out there, but some of them actually, do pass through, so it is a thing. No, tu récord de todo eso. Récord si, un ejemplo, fuiste al doctor, récord si fuiste acá allá, cualquier cosa de los diagnosis, y la del doctor, obviamente. So those different things there for sure. Um, let's see, processing. How much longer now? All appointments done. X-ray measurements done. Yeah, yeah. No, again, it really varies on the wait time. So a few different things can definitely go that way. So a little bit of hurry up and wait. Once everything is done, it's just again, it's not a fault of anything. It's just a lot of variables, right? How many things are in there? Where does it fall? Workload, backload, all these different things. But for the most part, once everything's done, it should be fairly quick after that. But sometimes things may be missing, and they have to kind of get some things, pushed back to get clarified, etc. So it really is sadly, a little bit of hurry up and wait. If you should find any information. Yeah, yeah. And like those are one off. Like there's so many little one off things, but it sadly is like, also just from the bandwidth perspective, like nobody's gonna watch a video and go about it. I mean, it's a weird thing. Like there's certain things where it's like, trying to, accommodate things like that. But yeah, yeah. And even then I would defer that to the Met team that I work with because they're the ones that would actually be the ones to be able to actually have a lot of stuff. So yeah. See that you the video requesting it from me. How can I have help? Yeah, no, you have to present pretty much answer the questions, give them the detail they're looking for, right? How long you've been out of work, etc., and how you're making the argument as to how your TDIU situation is. So, it's gonna be pretty straightforward as far as that's concerned. It's just they're gonna ask for a lot of different things. Uh, can't really speak on that one, no. I'm not sure on the WRSIC, CK, SC. Damn it. Let's see. All right, we're about at 20 minutes in. What up, though? Let's see, we're about 20. Yeah. So a little quick 5 minute warning. So I gotta go jump off and start getting ready for class here shortly and run a quick errand. Check. Yeah. Yeah. I understand. Again, what I mean, like to Ashley's point, right? You have instances where scarring becomes a thing because again, okay, that's removed now, but what are some of the issues? So even medically speaking, right? What are the arguments we're making? Something's removed, got it, check, that's gone. But now in turn, what are some residuals and things that happen, like the skin scarring, things of that such become sometimes a thing. Did it cause any other issues? So that's where, like I said, that's a rabbit hole of, a good medical conversation as to what are the things that you're dealing with that can be argued. You'd be surprised. Someone doesn't at times even think like this actually led to that or joined that or rather caused that or worsened that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, you just check the rating criteria for the sinusitis. Again, not knowing where you're rated, you know what I mean? Some people have a low rating. If you have other things that you can speak to and a higher rating for sure, that can do a thing. Do 30 more minutes. Nah. I did 3 hours yesterday, so let's just credit it to yesterday. Not today. Um, TDIU claim as well supplemental received an increase 70 to 80. VA MAV, I saw a pending insomnia GERD. What do you think like to happen? Yeah, it's not complicated. No, not loaded. Yeah, so somebody can go TDIU, have claims going in. They may give you the TDIU, but if the ratings themselves add up to 100 or so, then they just pump you right to the 100% without the TDIU. So both can happen, right? You have instances where you can go to 100 TDIU. Those last things deferred do hit. That's enough to push you over to the 100. You come out of TDIU, you go to 100, and that's all she wrote. Happens all the time. Um, let's see. For this follow, I have a mental health exam in April. Check. Awesome. I have a whole bunch of different videos on that too. That I'm not teaching another class until the following. Um, yeah, I gotta get back to you, David. I gotta work that out. I gotta figure out how to work out those. Like people want to come back and do a thing, so I was gonna respond to you too on that one. But yeah, I'm tracking. I got a few folks that want to come back, so I gotta figure out how to accommodate for that. So we'll see. Different ways, classes, things like that. So a resource. Smiley. Got my CMP tomorrow, Trey. That's what's up. Good luck. Um, you're welcome. And let's see. I'm not doing a class this week. No, this week is orientation. So this week I'm doing it's just the navigating VA claims. So that's like the basics class and kind of how we help vets and stuff. So that's the Wednesday's class, tomorrow's class. And next Wednesday I'm out. So I won't be doing the CMP class. So that'll be then another 2 weeks from now. I was still to apply for PN. No, you won't apply for PNT. That's something that the VA on their side. If they award the PNT, you don't apply for the PNT per se. You can, but not so much. In your case, it's more so that things are, they see are static and things may not need to be, relooked at, etc. Then they can award that. So that's a thing that they would do, not so much like a thing you would ask for. Alrighty. So On that note, good people, I'm going to jump off, but I appreciate y'all. Make sure you're following, same username across the board, DP, not DPP, because that's an imposter. So there's that part there. Newsletter is where the place you should probably sign up. Links in the bio for that. Tonight we hit the active duty transitioning class, so you want to jump on there. We're taking folks until 7, and then we're shutting down that list. Tomorrow we're talking the basics of VA claims. All those links are in my bio. And last question, deny migraines and I have diagnosis, should I go get one? Yeah, Christopher. So you can get diagnosis, you have to do a supplemental claim and then provide what was missing last time and still make the same argument that you made before. So, yep, you could do that. Appreciate you, JJ. All right, good people. I will